Hello and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Ukraine's online procurement system ProZorro helped save over 50 billion hryvnia of the budget money so far. In accordance with the official motto of ProZorro, everyone can see everything. All tender announcements are now available online immediately after being published. So how effective has the system been so far? To talk more about this, we're joined in the studio today by Vasyl Zadvorny. He's the CEO of ProZorro. So hello and thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
So 50 billion of hryvnia, that's a lot of money. Do you plan to expand?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So I mean, the idea of setting aside the taxpayers' money, and basically that's the idea, the government doesn't have its own money, it's the money of taxpayers, is to decrease the prices that are being proposed by the suppliers within the public procurement. And with this regards, the idea of increasing competences is the key idea of ProZorro itself. So just to give you an example, before the ProZorro was introduced, saying before that 2016, the number of suppliers that took part in the public procurement was almost 3 times less than it's now, just because you need to find somewhere, basically on some kind of weird websites or even newspapers, the announcement, and then you should go by feet to specific governmental entity. Sometimes even you have to pay a small amount of money in order to get an RFP from them. Then you should prepare all this in paper, I mean your proposal, put a stamp, put a sign, put it into the envelope, then post it to the entity, and then in 2 or 3 weeks you'll get an answer without any kind of explanation. So definitely such situation with the I would say even absence of any kind of transparency leads to like a really low level of competences. After introducing of ProZorro, we managed to double the number of companies who take part in a public procurement in Ukraine, and we got
the total number would be right now?
The total number right now is more than 170,000 of legal entities. Both Ukrainian and foreign companies which take part in a public procurement, and it makes approximately 20–30% of all legal entities that exist in Ukraine. So we basically opened this market. Yeah, and we got the direct correlation between the number of suppliers which take part in a procurement and with the economy that might be reached within the procurement. So the idea is not to increase economy, the idea is to increase the competences, the idea is to open market and to make it as easily available as it can be, and with this increasing the economy.
How successful are you so far with opening the market?
Well, basically we open every and each procurement in Ukraine since 2016. So I would say the major task in terms of opening the door to this market was already completed. Right now we are much more focusing on increasing efficiency for the suppliers and the customers within this market.
How do you plan to reach that?
Well, basically there are 3 major directions we are working currently on. First of all, it's an implementation of modern tools, basically connecting with the category management and centralization, which mean implementation of framework agreements or e-catalogs. Basically, I love it the most. So it's like eBay or Amazon for public contracting authority. So the website where the pre-qualified suppliers placed their commodities, and the contracting authority does not need to write down a comprehensive tender documentation or to conduct a long procurement procedure. They just go there, select the commodity, put it into the cart, and they pay for it, and that's it. So that's one direction. Another direction means increasing integration and usage of open data, because I mean we are talking about opening the data, and it is a buzzword right now all over the world. But
it is happening.
Yeah, but I mean the opening data by itself does not give you a value. The idea is the idea is to use this data in order to increase efficiency, in order to decrease the time lags or kind of that. In our case, that's mean that we started to integrate with all governmental available register in order to put to the zero any kind of events when you need to go and take the paper. So right now you do not need to go, for example, to the Ministry of Internal Affairs in order to take a reference that you do not have any kind of suit court open for you. You just can get this information directly from the system. The same we did with the single register of legal entities in Ukraine. We are currently integrating with the state treasury system in order to make transparent all the information about the actual payments that would be taken after the public procurement. So that also increase the transparency for the suppliers and secure them in terms of planning for cash flow and so on and so forth. So that's the second direction. That means the decreasing to the zero necessity to use the paper. So only data, only electronic document exchange should be used. And the third direction, it's one of the most fancy, I would say. It's all about usage of artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Oh, just to explain, tell.
Yeah, yes, that's pretty easy. So as for now, we do have approximately 50 terabytes of information, and just to give you an example, that makes up to 5 US Congress library in terms of information that are being held in a ProZorro system. It already almost like a big data amount of data. We conducted together with Amazon and Provectus company data science hackathon at the beginning of this year, and we already got the algorithm which might predict with the 72% probability the number of suppliers which will attend in the specific procurement. So at the very beginning, you can understand how many suppliers will come to your tender. That will help us, fortunately, till the end of this year, to build a recommendation system which will directly understand which clauses should be chosen in order to increase competences in the tender, which suppliers should be invited to the specific tender, and so on and so forth. So that might help us to increase not only competences, but also decrease the efforts which should be taken by the suppliers within the procurement process.
Since the beginning of the ProZorro's existence, did the number of the suppliers participating in tender grow? I assume it grew, but how much has it grown?
It's constantly growing. Still, I mean, the pace of this growing decreasing from quarter to quarter, because I mean we already involve almost all suppliers which might be interesting for the government. As I already mentioned, it is approximately 200,000 of suppliers in the ProZorro system, 170,000 basically. So this number still constantly grow, but does not so fast as it was at the very beginning. We're expecting that the number of foreign suppliers also will be growing.
Any particular market you're targeting at this point?
Not really. I mean, governmental procurement are so different. So the government buy everything starting from pencils and ending with the nuclear power plants. And we saw even kind of really interesting cases where the government bought, I don't know, like monkeys or kind of specific services and something like that. So yeah, I mean, the governmental market is really huge. So just to give you an example, starting from 2016, it is like more than 1 trillion of hryvnias was spent in this market. So I mean, it's really huge.
Yeah, it's huge. Okay, what is the weirdest tender that you've had on ProZorro so far?
Oh, that's a tricky one question. So yeah, I mean, I can recall. So yeah, again, starting with the numbers, we got from 3,000 to 5,000 procurement procedure being announced on a daily basis. So that's why I guess I cannot find the most weird one, because with the high probability I just didn't see it. I just can't monitor.
But, all right, let's talk about the one that you memorized.
The one I remember was the procurement of monkeys for the zoo somewhere in one of the Ukrainian region. Capuchin monkey, or kind of that. As far as I remember, no one came to this one.
Oh,
but yeah, we also.
I wanted to know how much monkeys were worth.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, also we saw the cases where like expeditions for Antarctic mission were procured within the ProZorro, where all the type of highly comprehensive scientific tools are bought through the ProZorro as well. So you can find, I mean, a lot of stuff. But the majority of procurement basically connected with the construction, with the food, with the building of roads, medicine, and so on. So the majority of procurement is much more simple.
Down to earth.
Yeah, but still, if you have the monkey, you also can participate there.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much for coming and having this conversation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was Vasyl Zadvorny. He is the CEO of ProZorro. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned with UATV.